Hi guys, we're going to be making a terracotta pot scarecrow. And to do this, I'm going to be using a older terracotta pot that I have. And the tray doesn't look so bad, but the terracotta pot is worn. But I've cleaned it out and it has a crack in it, but it's been glued together and it's not going to show. I'm just going to reuse it. So I painted my pot all the way down to the rim. I've gone over it a little bit. That's okay. It's not going to show. And then on the top, I just kind of went to the edge. It's not going to be showing either. And to do this, I used a dabber sponge that I got at Dollar Tree. And I used white matte acrylic paint by Apple Barrel. It's just the paint I chose, and I'm going to let that dry for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'm going to do a second coat. Second coat, I'm going to do a different color, but I just kind of wanted to put a base coat on it before doing that. And if you've never used a dabber sponge before, it's really easy. You just dip it in the paint and then you dab it all on, and it makes a nice smooth texture on it with no lines. So for the tray, it's going to be sitting on there both side up so I can put stuff inside of it, and it's going to be sitting on the bottom of the terracotta pot. I'm going to paint the inside right now and the inside of the rim. I'm using an Apple Barrel multi-surface satin paint. It's chocolate sprinkle. I'm going to let that dry again for the same amount of time, and then I'm going to apply a second coat on this too. Alright, so I've painted 2 coats on my tray. I've done the bottom also, and I've done 2 coats on my pot. And on the bottom of my pot, I did the rim, which was not even necessary, but this part is not going to be showing. And I also did this trim part, which I'm going to be painting dark. I'm not even sure why I painted that. And now, instead of putting masking tape to block off paint and not get it on this portion, I just drew a line and I put it in the crease between this, the top and this part. And I put it with a Sharpie paint creative pen. You could also use a Sharpie marker. And I'm doing mine the same color, the chocolate sprinkle, I believe it was called. Yeah, chocolate sprinkles. And the black, I feel like it's going to blend in. Or you could use a dark marker, like a brown marker, I mean. And if you're going to do this blue, say you want to do the tray blue and the trim blue, then use a blue one. And I'm just choosing brown. You can choose any color you want. So I'm going to use a paintbrush to start going around the trim, and the reason I'm not using the dabber brush is because more than likely I'll go out of the line with the paint. Let this dry, and then I'm going to paint another coat on it. Next, I sketched the face on lightly with pencil. When drawing them, I made sure that I didn't put my eyeballs up too high on the terracotta pot, that the overhang of the tray would block them. And next I painted the face. Next I'm attaching the hair, and I'm using corn husks that I've cut into strips, and I got these at the grocery store for tamales. And after I cut them into strips, I just kind of bent the corn husk a little bit, and it will kind of crack and tear a little bit, but it will hold together. And then I put a strip of glue right in here on the rim, and then I started placing them down on there. You could use a wooden screwer to like help push it down on the pot so you don't burn your hands. And then I just simply bent it to the size I wanted it, and I hot glued it on there. And then when I got done, I did cut some off right here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Next I'm going to glue the hat on, which is the plate. So I'm going to go all the way around the rim on top of the corn husk. And I'm putting a nice good amount on here. Then I evenly place the plate on top. So there's many things you could do with this. You could put a fake fall arrangement on top, or a succulent plant, or if you wanted to put it outside, you could spray it with a clear coat of protective paint. And I'm using mine as a tea bar, part of a coffee tea bar, and I've arranged my tea bags on top of it. So I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching.